Bonjour and welcome, viewers and students, to Let's Speak French, Parlons Français. These lessons on basic French are short and easy, and if you follow the program regularly, I can assure you that very soon you will be able to understand French quite easily. The previous class focused on French negation. In today's class, we'll focus on on, a pronoun that is frequently used in French. This lesson has been divided into 3 sections. In the first section, I will read out a text where this pronoun occurs several times. Then in the next section, we'll examine the different meanings that are attributed to this pronoun. And finally, in the third section, we'll do an exercise to revise what we learned in today's lesson. We'll begin the lesson with a French text. This text consists of a telephonic dialogue between 2 friends. Their conversation is regarding their summer holiday. Les vacances d'été. Richard. Allô? Allô Jacques? Salut, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Jacques. Allô Richard? Je passe les vacances en famille. Nous sommes à la campagne. Vous logez où? Chez Papy. Jim et moi, nous passons tout notre temps libre avec les chevaux. Vous montez au cheval? On dit que c'est dur. Oui, on monte au cheval. Au début, ce n'est pas facile, mais petit à petit, on s'habitue. Chaque matin, on galope les chevaux. Ensuite, on les brosse et on nettoie leurs sabots. On passe du bon temps à Lorrain. Tu as de la chance, Jacques. Moi, je pourris ici. Allez, mon vieux, raconte-moi ce qui se passe là-bas. Eh bien, rien de nouveau. Le matin, je travaille dans le magasin. L'après-midi, je suis avec Lisa, on reste à la maison ou on balade dans le parc. Je passe le soir avec les garçons. On joue au foot ou on regarde un film. 2 fois par semaine, je visite mon oncle et on dîne ensemble. Richard, tu ne peux pas prendre 2 jours de congé et venir ici? On dit qu'il va bientôt pleuvoir. Alors pourquoi ne pas venir et profiter lorsqu'il fait encore beau? Non, je ne peux pas. C'est la solde d'été, nous sommes très occupés. Oui, je sais, mais tu ne peux pas essayer? Pas cette fois-ci, peut-être l'année prochaine. Bon, écoute, on frappe à la porte. Il faut que j'y aille. À la prochaine. Bon, ciao. Je te rappelle. Now I'll read out the English translation of the text. Summer holiday. Richard. Hello? Hello, Jack? Hi, how are you doing? Jack. Hello, Richard. I'm spending the holidays with my family. We are in the countryside. Where are all of you staying? At my grandfather's place. Jim and I, we spend all our free time with the horses. You all ride horses? People say horse riding is tough. Yes, we ride horses. At first it's not easy, but little by little one gets the hang of it. Each morning we take the horses for a gallop. Then we brush their coat and clean their hooves. So you're having a great time, huh? You are lucky, Jack. Me, I'm rotting over here. Come on, old chap. Tell me what's happening there. Well, nothing new to say. In the morning, I work in the store. In the afternoon, I'm with Lisa. We stay at home or take a stroll in the park. I spend the evening with the boys. We play football or watch a movie. Twice a week, I visit my uncle and we dine together. Richard, can't you take 2 days off and come here? They say it'll start raining soon, so why not come over and enjoy the weather while it holds? No, I can't. The summer sale is going on. We are all very busy. Yeah, I know, but can't you try? Not this time. Maybe next year. Anyway, listen, someone's at the door. I need to go. See you then. Okay, ciao. I'll call you back. So this was a short text where the pronoun or has been used a number of times. In the next section, we will examine this pronoun in detail. The pronoun on is versatile. Many French teachers often discourage students from using this pronoun because of its ambiguity, informality, and imprecision. A famous but informal adage that is often heard in relation to this pronoun is on est un con, which roughly means that using this pronoun on can be rather troublesome. Despite being brushed aside, this pronoun is very popular and one constantly hears it in every setting, be it in a formal or an informal setting. The pronoun on can either be a personal pronoun or an indefinite pronoun. This explains why in the text certain on are in blue while the rest are in black. Let's first examine on as a personal pronoun. Up until now, we learned that there are 8 personal pronouns in French: je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. But in today's class, I'll introduce you to a 9th personal pronoun, on. On means nous. So while the meaning of the noun is plural, the verb that follows it is always conjugated in the third person singular form. Let me illustrate this with an example from the text. Vous montez au cheval? Oui, on monte au cheval. Chaque matin, on galope les chevaux. Ensuite, on les brosse et on nettoie leurs sabots. Richard asks his friend whether he and Jim ride horses. Vous montez au cheval? In this question, vous refers to Jack and Jim. Generally, when the subject of a question is vous, the answer is either je or nous, depending on what vous refers to. Vous, as you all know, can mean a formal you or a formal or informal you all. In the above question, vous clearly refers to Jack and Jim. Hence, one would expect the subject of the answer to be nous, but we find that Jack replies with on. Now, while on denotes two people, Jack and Jim, take a look at the verbs monte, galope, brosse, and nettoie. What do we see? We find that all 4 verbs are conjugated in the third person singular. Let me explain this in a different manner. I'll consider the same question and answer. Vous montez au cheval? Oui, nous montons au cheval. Chaque matin, nous galopons les chevaux. Ensuite, nous les brossons et nous nettoyons leurs sabots. I have replaced on with nous in Jack's answer. I've also made sure to modify the verbs so that they agree with on. Both these answers are identical in meaning. Nous can replace on and vice versa without altering the meaning of the sentence. However, on is only used in the informal register. The usage of on, both in written and spoken, is strongly discouraged in the formal register. Since the dialogue takes place in an informal setting, the speakers have the choice of either using nous or on. Usually, once the speaker decides on one pronoun, he continues using that particular pronoun throughout the conversation. In the text, we find that Jack shuffles back and forth between on and nous. This has been intentionally done in the text to highlight the synonymity of the 2 personal pronouns. Let me show you more examples of this from the text. On reste à la maison ou on balade dans le parc. On joue au foot ou on regarde un film. 2 fois par semaine, je visite mon oncle et on dîne ensemble. In these examples, Richard is explaining to Jack how he has been spending his holiday. In the first example, on denotes Richard and Lisa. In the second example, on denotes Richard and the boys. And in the third example, on denotes Richard and his uncle. In the text, there is no ambiguity as to whom on refers to because the previous sentence or clause clearly indicates the subjects. To better understand this, take a look at the third example. This sentence consists of two clauses. 2 fois par semaine, je visite mon oncle, and clause number 2, on dîne ensemble. The two clauses are connected by the conjunction a, which means and. The subject of the first clause is je. The subject of the second clause is on. On here refers to je, which is Richard, as well as the uncle whom Richard visits. This sentence can also be said in the following manner. 2 fois par semaine, je visite mon oncle et nous dînons ensemble. Before we proceed, let us go through the sentences again. I will repeat each sentence twice, once with the personal pronoun on and a second time with the personal pronoun nous. Note how this change of subject affects the verb. On monte au cheval, nous montons au cheval. On galope les chevaux, nous galopons les chevaux. On les brosse et on nettoie leurs sabots, nous les brossons et nous nettoyons leurs sabots. On reste à la maison ou on balade dans le parc, nous restons à la maison ou nous baladons dans le parc. On joue au foot ou on regarde un film, nous jouons au foot ou nous regardons un film. 2 fois par semaine, je visite mon oncle et on dîne ensemble. 2 fois par semaine, je visite mon oncle et nous dînons ensemble. Now let me show you how tricky or ambiguous this pronoun can be. In the previous examples, on signified nous. Now I'll show you how on can also mean vous. Let me illustrate this with an example from the text. When Jack describes his mornings to Richard, the latter comments, on passe du bon temps alors, hein? In this example, Richard is the speaker. Richard isn't the one having a good time. It's Jack and Jim who are enjoying themselves. So although Richard uses the pronoun on, he is not including himself in the group that consists of Jack and Jim. Let me explain this with nous and vous. When I say nous chantons, I include myself in the group that is singing. But when I say vous chantez, I am not including myself in the group. This same idea persists when on replaces vous. So although Richard says on passe du bon temps, he means vous passez du bon temps. In the text, we have only one instance where on refers to vous. So let me give you another example. For instance, a father returns from home one evening and finds for once his two children are at home. So he exclaims, "Ah, quelle surprise! On est à la maison aujourd'hui." This translates as, "What a surprise! You both are home today." So although the father says on, the pronoun denotes his two children. It does not include him. So to summarize, the pronoun on can either mean nous or vous. It is the context that indicates which pronoun is signified. Nous and vous can replace the pronoun on, but whenever a change is made, it must reflect on the verb that is conjugated. Let's look at the two examples again in this light. We are having a great time, which translates in French as on passe du bon temps can mean nous passons du bon temps or vous passez du bon temps. Similarly, we are at home today, which translates as on est à la maison aujourd'hui, can mean nous sommes à la maison aujourd'hui or vous êtes à la maison aujourd'hui. Note how the verb agrees with the subject. Now let me show you how the pronoun on also functions as an indefinite pronoun. An indefinite pronoun refers exclusively to a person and never to an object. Additionally, the identity of this person in respect to the gender and number is always unknown. So, on can refer to either a group of men, a group of women, a mixed group, or a single person. Let me illustrate this with an example from the text. When talking about horse riding, Richard exclaims that people say horse riding is tough. On dit que c'est dur. In this sentence, the pronoun on does not refer to any person in particular. It could mean people in general, in which case it is a generalization. In French, when on has this particular meaning, it can be replaced by the phrase les gens, meaning people. We have two instances in the text where the indefinite pronoun has this particular meaning. Au début, ce n'est pas facile, mais petit à petit, on s'habitue. Au début, ce n'est pas facile, mais petit à petit, les gens s'habituent. On dit qu'il va bientôt pleuvoir. Les gens disent qu'il va bientôt pleuvoir. In these examples, note how the verb reflects the change of subject. When les gens replaces on, the verb is conjugated in the third person plural form. The pronoun on could also mean someone, but whose identity is unknown. When this is the case, it can be replaced by the indefinite pronoun quelqu'un, which means someone. In the text, we have an example of this too. Bon, écoute, on frappe à la porte. Bon, écoute, quelqu'un frappe à la porte. In this example, the person knocking on the door could be a single person or a group of people. Richard has no idea who it is. So in such a case, he can either use quelqu'un or on. Both are grammatically correct and appropriate for the situation. So these are the two meanings of the pronoun on. The word has other meaning as well, and for more details, please refer to the notes. Before proceeding to the exercise to revise what we learned, let me summarize the lesson for you. Take a look at the table. On as a personal pronoun can mean nous or vous, while on as an indefinite pronoun can signify les gens or quelqu'un. In this third section, we will revise what we learned in today's session on the pronoun on. A short exercise has been provided below, which contains 4 sentences. The subject of each sentence is the pronoun on. Replace this pronoun with any one of the 4 terms nous, vous, quelqu'un or les gens and translate the sentence into English. Remember to make the necessary changes to the verb. Maintenant on a faim. Maintenant vous avez faim. Now you all are hungry. On dit que c'est une vraie histoire. Les gens disent que c'est une vraie histoire. People say it's a true story or they say it's a true story. Cet après-midi, on accompagne nos parents à la gare. Cet après-midi, nous accompagnons nos parents à la gare. This afternoon, we are accompanying our parents to the railway station. On vous demande au téléphone. Quelqu'un vous demande au téléphone. Someone's asking for you on the phone. With this, we come at the end of our second lesson. This lesson was divided into 3 parts. In the first part, I read out a text where the pronoun on was used several times. In the second section, we examined the pronoun on in detail. And finally, in the third part, we revised today's lesson by doing an exercise on this pronoun. I hope you enjoyed today's session. In the next session, we'll learn about closed questions. I hope to see you in the next class. Thank you and à bientôt. See you soon.